For the contralateral hamstring bridge, I'm going to load with a little bit of tension. I've got an 8 kg kettlebell. I'm doing thumbs through the horns, holding the bell like a bowl of soup, right above the sternum with my elbows out to the sides a little bit, creating a little bit of an orb or a sphere with my arms and chest. From this position, this would be a traditional bridge. This is our long bridge, so somewhere in between, feet about hip width apart, I'm going to lift my hips, feel the hamstrings, feel the glutes, not the low back. Now the first thing I want to do is roll to one side, pushing a little more weight into my right foot. Head can rest or come up. So right now I've got a ton of weight in my right foot, left foot just a little. Kettlebell still pointing with the sternum and belt buckle here to the left, so I'm pushing into the back of my left shoulder, so that's the contralateral portion. And then I'm pulling with this leg, I'm pulling that right heel towards my left shoulder where I'm imprinting against the ground to get that hamstring fired up. I'm then turning belt buckle, sternum, kettlebell the same side so I can find, or turning them at the same time until I find this right-sided right shoulder imprint and the left foot taking more of the weight over here. Then I'm pulling with that heel just a bit to really fire up the hamstring, making sure I'm breathing here, and I'm going back and forth. Again, belt buckle, sternum, kettlebell all move at one time to shift weight into the opposite foot. Then we pull traction in the hamstring and switch. We're gonna do 5 per side here. So we just finished 1 per side. Good to exhale on the pull at the end or the traction at the end, finding that hamstring contraction. Keep the hips high, mine are trying to sag. One more each side. Keep the hips up. The hips are always going to try to sag down. Keep them up so we can feel those hamstrings and a little bit of glutes at all times. Again, try not to let this sneak up into the low back. If it does, reach out and see what's going on. I'll help you figure it out. For the hamstring stretch with lower abdominal activation and upper body tension, we're going to grab a lighter kettlebell, hooking the thumbs through the horns, holding the ball of the kettlebell like a bowl of soup above the sternum initially. Don't want to go too heavy here because we're going to get 5 breaths under tension, so pick the right weight for you. We're going to keep a slight bend in the elbows. I'm going to take my feet as straight as I can up to the ceiling, so palms of the feet parallel to the ceiling if possible. If you're here, that's okay. Just make sure you don't feel the low back lift up off the ground. If you can't do that, then you can kind of do some pumps. Instead of holding them here, you can go in and out of the stretch as long as you can keep it out of the low back. But if you can, we'll keep straight legs roughly. Light bend in the knees, but palms of the feet striving for parallel to the ceiling. Heels are about hip width apart, and we want to feel the abdomen pulling the legs towards us and the quads, front of the legs, squeezing to keep the legs straight. From this position, we're going to reach overhead so we get a good deal of tension, something that we can manage for 5 breaths. We're going to feel it kind of pick that tailbone up to activate the low abdomen, and we're going to breathe big into the waistline on a nasal inhale. You should feel the shape kind of like I am pretty quickly. And exhale, fog a mirror from the back of the throat. Get all your air out, squeeze those quads, stretch the hamstrings. 3 more. Exhale, come out and take a rest.